Yo, this is a changing world every day. Total infinity measured equally. Listen, life is precious. Come on. What? Greed. They only want so much of your life. They don't want the personality and consciousness to survive. What? Greed. They only want hatred and pain. Yes, they want to keep the poor classes out the brain. Greed. They don't want you to believe that God is the nature of your heart that don't deceive. Yes. Greed. Whatever you want to doubt, now this is the truth coming out of Agada's mouth. What qualifies civilization of a nation that bent others in prostration? Really, bondage makes you a brain? I don't really understand material gain or an existential plane that says you are conscious. You're living out of your arse, you're fucking bonkers. Listen, my word is my heart. Anywhere I sit upon the pen and stare it apart. To the weight that I put together codes that show me ever time of God's roads will be the worn one that is mocked. Anywhere they have the vibe steadily cocked at the youth every day with drugs and sex abuse. They don't really understand, they just fall in and choose. They see the energy, they feel their ego, don't realize that they'll churn out worse and even greed. They only want so much of your life. They don't want the personality and consciousness to survive. Greed. They only want hatred and pain. They want to keep the poor classes out the brain. Come on. Greed. They don't want you to believe that God is the nature of your heart that don't deceive. Greed. Whatever you want to doubt, now this is the truth coming out of Agada's mouth. They told him simple, plain, he had HIV. He said, that don't mean any sense to me. I'm 14. Why am I catching old people's diseases? Look, stop the teases. Look, you better have a fucking cure because I'm that young. I'm meant to be that pure. I don't want to go school anymore. Since I started having sex, I started feeling raw. I started feeling pure. I don't have no age, appetite, diet dilemma. What a tremor. Picture me in front of a big old man like a big bad man that don't understand his childhood began where sex should have never. This is where the ego comes, psychiatry and sever. ECT introduced and then where it's drugs is where the DWP end with love and hugs. What? Greed. They only want so much of your life. What? They don't want the personality and consciousness. They are playing with the nation. Greed. They only want hatred and pain. Listen, they want to keep the poor classes out the brain. Come on. Greed. They don't want you to believe that God is the nature of your heart that don't deceive. Greed. Whatever you want to doubt, now this is the truth coming out of Agada's mouth. They're starting 12 years old selling crack in the school projects and don't know how to act when it's time for tests and GCSEs and SATs. And anywhere they back gats, they'd rather be the one with the duffel sack, carrying the big man's work to act like they're street known and street wiser, but don't really understand that that's a fantasizer looking at from another day, looking from his own pay. Didn't really give a fuck about you as a kid anyway. When you went to jail, you were told to shut it. Anywhere that you felt yourself even nutted. Started to hang with the other guys, thinking that you was a new criminal, you were worldly wise. No one ever would defeat you unless your own body came and fucking eat you. Greed. They only want so much of your life. What? They don't want the personality and consciousness to survive. Come on. Greed. They only want hatred and pain. They want to keep the poor classes out the brain. Come on. Greed. They don't want you to believe that God is the nature of your heart that don't deceive. Come on. Greed. Whatever you want to doubt, now this is the truth coming out of Agada's mouth. You're saying what could tempt me to be wrong? I mix with everyone, I am philosophically strong. My psychology is unboarded. Anywhere I'll be the new rap legend that will truly be hoarded. You're thinking at age 13 that just because you had sex, you know what you mean as a teen. Ain't never gonna change, and this is where your heart ain't never deranged. How you mean I'm strange? I just smoke weed. Maybe I do a little coke, but I always bleed from the heart as an MC. Give it to the crowd. Everybody say my name, yeah, big up, I'm loud. And that's the way they're going out, left in doubt, because they pushed the guy inside someone's mouth, blew away his head, went sex too far because he was the new battle rap gat star. Greed. They only want so much of your life. What? They don't want the personality and consciousness to survive. Come on. Greed. They only want hatred and pain. Listen, they want to keep the poor classes out the brain.
Yes, yeah.
Greed. They don't want you to believe.
It's not
that
survival
God
of
is
the
nature
fittest,
of your heart that
but
don't
flourish
conceive.
of the many.
Breathe. Whatever you want to doubt.
I
now,
see
this
these
is
young
the truth
rappers out
coming
all
of
tenner
Agada's
penny.
mouth.
Listen, it's not survival of the fittest, it's flourish of the many. You got a whole universe to live up to. Don't take all the biggest bites at the quickest opportunity just because they felt tasty. Sometimes a taste might be poison, know what I mean?